Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So I've been dying to try these Galaxy backgrounds. So I picked, I want to say like 4 or 5 different colors, and I'm using the Gansai Tambi watercolor that I have, and I've used them before in some of the other Color Sunday videos. And all I'm doing is just randomly putting this color all over. There's no rhyme or reason. They can even blend into each other and combine and make colors. It can be brown. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is just laying in as much color as you can. And only because after it dries, you're going to cover the whole thing in black. So it doesn't really matter what all the colors you put in. I think I did the blues, yellows, which some of the yellows and blues turned green in areas. Obviously like a red, a pinkish red, a little bit of purple, orange, and yellow. And you know, I just spread the color around, and then you'll see after I do the coloring, I grab my heat tool to speed up the drying process, so that I can move on to the next step. So I'm going to kind of let the music play here, and you'll see the next step. It'll be filling in all the black, and I'll be back once we start that. Now it does take a little bit of time for it to dry, only because, you know, you're putting down a lot of saturated color. So I did let it kind of go through as far as the recording, but it did take a little bit of time. Plus I sped this up like by 4 times. And all I'm doing is taking the black that's in the set and covering up our color, and it looks like, you know, I'm coloring up most of what we've put down, but you can see some of the color peeking out from underneath. And you can, depending on what you're wanting your galaxy to look like, you can use less pigment color, or, you know, like a deep color. You can add more water, so that way it's more see-through. It's up to you. It's all personal taste. I've never done this before. This is my first one, and you guys are experiencing it with me as I make this video. So now I'm using the heat tool again to dry before we do the splattering, and the splatter is what makes it look like a galaxy. So let's see this. We're just drying this real quick, and right now what I'm going to do is pull out my cubby, my splatter cubby. I've raised my camera some, and we're going to use the Copic opaque white first. And really I could have stopped after this, but you'll see I kind of take it too far on one of the sides, but we're just going to continue on as we always do. So I'm just splattering the white. And once I kind of ran out, I added a little bit more so I could get the splatter on the other side. And on the other side, the droplets were a little bit bigger, which I liked. But I also liked the kind of spray effect on the bottom right on the left side. So there's no way to, like, I don't think there's any way to control it. Sometimes stuff happens and it's like, ooh, I like it. And then other stuff happens and it's like, ugh, how can I control this splatter, you know? So after I did the opaque white, I grabbed the shimmer white that's in the watercolor kit. Now this one, it doesn't stay vibrant white. It sort of fades into the back, but as you tilt your project, you'll see a little bit of shimmer. And this is where I messed up on the right side. Well, I guess I feel like I messed up because I took the paper towel to kind of dab some of the bigger splatters, and to me it wound up putting the paper towel pattern into the paint, and I didn't really like it. Now far away it doesn't look too bad, it doesn't look horrible at all, but you know, you want it to look a certain way. When it doesn't work out that way, you get disappointed. But I would probably still save this because it would still work on a background. You're going to be covering it up anyway, why not? So once we're done with the splatters, I'm heating it up again. And I'm really just heating it up so that, you know, a lot of the big droplets will dry. The gold, the last one I did of the splatter, which was the gold that comes into the 36 piece watercolor set, it started to drip, and that's why I tilted the board up so that way I could create some type of effect on that side. And then once I get that dried, you know, I'm just giving it a break because I don't want to burn it, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep it moving so that way it dries, but it doesn't cause the paint to bubble up or do anything weird. So once we're done with that, we're going to just move this whole thing out of the way. I'm telling you, it took a long time for that thing to dry. And can you imagine if I didn't speed this up? Like, no. I would never do that to you guys. Alright, so now that it's dry, I'm going to peel off my washi tape. And that's all I use on the sides. At one point, on some of the spots, some of the watercolor did seep through, but I would be trimming it down anyway, so I really didn't worry about it. But I really like how they turned out. And even this one, even though it's a little weird with the texture, it created a really interesting background. So I definitely want to try this some more. I'm even thinking changing up some of the medium, like using the distress oxides or the distress inks altogether. So I don't know. Leave comments down below if you guys are interested in seeing it done with the distress inks or maybe even the oil pastels. You guys let me know, and you know, this might be something we can continue to play with, okay? Thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the very end of the video, there will be 2 links to the last 2 Sunday color videos that we've done. And just click on my photo. That'll be a quick link to subscribe. And you will get alerts on all the new videos that we have coming up. We post 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Thanks again, you guys, and have a great day.